Elementor Advanced Custom Fields and Post Type Tutorial. In this video, we're going to be talking about Elementor and how you're going to be able to use its custom fields and advanced custom post types. Okay, we're going to be talking about it in great depth, and I'm going to be showing it to you in great detail because I'm going to be going through Elementor. I'm going to be creating a basic car listing website using the advanced custom fields feature, and I'm going to be giving you great examples out of all of it, and it's all going to be done on our WordPress website, as you can see in front of you. Okay, so we're going to make different custom fields, and we're also going to make them accessible for our different audiences to actually run the store on. Okay, so to start things off, what we are going to be doing is we're going to come over to our WordPress. Okay, so to come over to our WordPress, what we're going to do is over here, we're going to go over to the plugins section. Now in the plugins section, once you open this up, you're going to click on add new plugin. And once you click on add new plugin, it's going to open up the plugin section for you. Now do know this, that if you want to get this plugin is not available for people who are not at least on the WordPress creator plan. Okay, so do make sure that you have the WordPress creator plan for yourself, because with this plan, what you're going to be able to do is get the main you could say Elementor section. Okay, so the WordPress creator plan is $40. Do make sure to get it for yourself right now, and it's on an offer right now as well, so this is probably the best time for you to avail the offer. Now coming back over to the plugin section here, we're going to go ahead and write Elementor. Okay, you're going to write Elementor in, and once you write Elementor in here, it's going to give you Elementor website builder. So you're going to make sure to go ahead and turn this on for yourself and download it for yourself, because using Elementor is a must in this video, because that is what we're going to create our custom fields with. So once you download and activate this for ourselves, what you're going to do is you're going to use WooCommerce with the Elementor hosting to start editing. So to start things off, what we are going to do is, first of all, we're going to go ahead and choose a template. Okay, so you can choose a template out of anything. Okay, there's different Elementor hosting templates that you can get. So I'm going to go over to categories. Okay, so this takes me to the categories of different templates that Elementor provides me. So once you go over to categories, you're going to find the different templates, and you can name different categories for yourself as well if you want to. This gives you the different tag templates as well. But yeah, generally it's pretty easy to find different templates for yourself. Here are the different theme builders that you can get for your templates and other whatnots. Okay, so this is Elementor. Okay, now what other plugin do we need to add? Now the other plugin that we need to add is called Advanced Custom Fields. Okay, it's going to be called ACF, or Advanced Custom Fields. So that is what we are going to go ahead and write over here. You're going to write ACF, or Advanced Custom Fields, and here you get it. So WordPress Engine's very own Advanced Custom Fields. We're going to click onto it, and once you click onto it, it's going to load things up like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on Install and Activate. And once you have clicked on Install and Activate, as you can see, it takes you through to the installing and activating plugin section. Now here, it's going to tell you that your site is more powerful than ever now because the plugin is now installed. Now, once the plugin is installed, and in the bottom left-hand corner, you will see the option of ACF. Okay, so here's ACF. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click on it. And once you click on ACF, there it's going to take you to the post types. Where it's going to ask you to add new post types. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the post types. And once you go over to the post type section, we're going to click on add new post type. So here I'm going to add different post types for my car labels. Okay, now here we have plural label. I'm going to call it cars. Okay, now you scroll down, you can have singular labels as well. I'm going to call this car. Okay, post type key, again, we're going to leave car down here. Taxonomies obviously is a category that you're going to select. So you can go with anything like product type or anything, but I'm going to leave it open right now. Then the visibility, you can obviously keep it public. I'm also going to keep it hierarchical. Okay, this basically has descendants like pages on the hierarchy of post types. And you can also turn on advanced configuration, where you can turn on the supporting things like title, editor, featured images, Then we move over to labels. In labels, you're also going to make sure that all the labels that it's added by custom on itself, you're going to make sure that everything is as you want it to be. And we're going to move over to visibility. Now in visibility, the same thing goes on. You can show it in UI, you can show in admin menus, show in admin bar, etc. Just like this, things go on and on. Then we move over to the URLs. You can get different permalink rights, exports, paginations, and rest of the APIs are here as well, which you can work with. But, moving across from all of that, we're going to click on Save Changes. And once you have done that, you're going to see that a proper post type menu called cars is going to appear here for you. So once the car menu appears, you're going to click on it, and it's going to open up the cars menu. Okay, so once you're over here, we're going to go ahead and add a new car by clicking on Add New Car over here. So once we click on that, let me show you where we go from here. So from here, it's going to take us to a new post section where it's going to ask us to, add a title and add description. And here you're going to add everything about the car. So basically, it's going to be a details page that we need to create a custom fields for in this particular post type. So let's go ahead and edit the post type that we have. Okay, so while this is open, I'm going to come back over to my WordPress dashboard, and over here we're going to go over to the ACF again, and now we're going to go over to the field groups. Okay, so here we're going to create custom fields for ourselves. So for that, again, you're going to click on Add Field Group, and once you click on Add Field Group, it's going to open up things like this. So first of all, you're going to add a field group title. So I'm going to call it Car Details. Now, once you add that for yourself, you're going to scroll down and you're going to choose your field type. So it could be text, text area, number, range, etc. Whatever you want, you can add it appropriately and accordingly as you want. So let's say I want to go ahead with some type of content, some type of hyperlinks, or you can also go with the different choice questions in the layout section over here. So it basically depends on whatever type of field type you want to portray in your details. I'm simply going to keep it on text and not make it too complicated right now. Then in field label, we're going to add our basic settings. So I'm going to go ahead with make, and there's our field name. And then you're going to add your default value. So I'm going to call this make again. And once you do all of that, what you're going to do is you're going to click on add field. And as you can see, that basically adds a field for you. And then you can move over to year. Okay, you can add the year of the field. Default value, again, you can go ahead with year over here. And then we're going to close this field as well. So now we have make and year. Then you can go ahead with something like color. Okay, and we're going to add color. Okay, I'm going to close this down. Let's go ahead with another field like doors, okay, because these are all components of a car that are fully functional and working. Then we're going to go ahead and add seats as well. Okay, so there we have seats. Now the seats is going to be a number. Okay, so I'm going to add that as a number, and then we're going to close field. And look at that, just like this, you can add different field groups for yourself accordingly if you want. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. One last thing that I would like to add is the transmission. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write transmission. And for this, I'm going to go to field type and we're going to add a choice. Okay, so in the choice section, we're going to go with checkbox and we're going to give them choices. So there's automatic, okay, and we have manual. So these are the transmissions that I'm going to add. And once you do that, we're going to go ahead and back it out. And now we have a lot of fields to work with. I'm just going to add one more field, which I think is going to be really important, and that's the price field. Okay, this is the field where we tell the price of the product. So once you have done all of that, you should be good to go. Now you're going to come over to the rules. So in the rules section, you have the post type, which is equal to post, etc. So these are rules. These are automations that you can keep for your groups and for your fields. Okay, so accordingly, watch out for these for yourself. So I'm going to go with post type is equal to car. Okay, because that's the post type I want this to save on. And once you go with that, you're going to click on save changes. So once you do that, we can see that it gives us a proper regimen over here with different details about the product. So you can switch over to presentation as well, where you can, actually set the presentation you want for this product. You can switch over to group settings as well, where you can show in REST API, etc. So you can go through all of these things, but what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go straight over to the car section, and I'm going to go ahead and add a new car for myself. Okay, so click on add new car, and once you click on add new car, what it's going to do is it's going to load things into the post title section, where you can easily go ahead and see the custom fields, and there we are. So how incredible is that? Now we have proper custom fields and custom post types, where we can change the different variations of it. So switch it to door, you have price, seats, doors, etc. Now over here, if we come over to this, we have choices on automatic and manual, and so on. So just like this, you can change your default settings and change your default, you could say, values, and accordingly, you can go ahead and work with these as you want. Then we are also going to go ahead and add some cars. So let's say I'm going to add a car for myself. Okay, so there we go. We've added a car. Now, once you add a car for yourself, what you're going to do is you're going to come to, type blog, etc., where you're going to give the details of the car. So I'm going to use GPT to write my details and write my composure. So I'm simply going to go ahead and write me a product detail for Toyota Supra. Okay, you're going to write that down. Then we're going to switch our, basic setting to, let's say, marketing ad. I'm going to go with informational. Let's keep it short, and then let's generate it. And look at this. We can go with the whole repertoire over here. So I'm going to copy paste this. Okay, copy that. And we're going to go ahead and paste it over here. And now we have the proper detailing of Supra. Okay, so once you've added this content right under the Toyota Supra section, I'm simply going to give it some space. And we're going to give it some space from here as well. And now we have the make. Okay, so the make in my idea is the Supra. Then we have year, so I'm gonna add the year as well. And once you add the year, we have color. I'm gonna go with red. Doors, 4. And we have seats. We have 5 seats. Transmission, automatic. And then the price, you're gonna write down the number that you want to. So I'm gonna go with 2.5 mil. Okay, so once you have added this for yourself, what you're gonna do from there is you're pretty much going to save this post for yourself. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and write this post down, and you're gonna publish it, because we have written all the main details that are needed for this section. So once this is done, you can also add things like engine transmission. You can add things like, different types of shocks, and you can add things for plugs, etc. So just like this, you can add the, appropriate repertoires that you want for yourself. And then finally, once you're done with all of this, you can also add an image for yourself. Okay, so you can set a featured image. I'm going to go to set featured image. Then we are going to go with, let's go with pixel free photos. You can go ahead and write down Supra over here, and it's going to give you the images that you want. So here we have our Supra. So obviously you're going to make sure to choose the proper color of the Supra that you're going for. So here we have our red Supra. I'm going to go ahead and select this. And what it does is it inserts the image as a featured image in our section. And once you have done that, you're going to click on publish. And this will basically publish your add new car post. Okay, so once you have done that, you can actually go ahead and view the post for yourself if you want to. So look at that. It opens up like that, and that looks extremely incredible. So as you saw, this is how easy custom fields basically makes editing for us. Okay, so now I'm going to move back to my main store, and once we go back to our main store over there, we're going to go straight to our theme builder, because now is where we start working with Elementor and its different recurring features that it provides us with. Okay, so we're gonna move over to that, and now that we come into this section, you're gonna come down here. You're going to find your Elementor, and you're going to go to the templates page, and over here you're going to go to the theme builder, okay, because this is where you're going to need to start working in. So here it gives us your site's global parts, where it gives you, header, footer, single page, single post, archive, search results, product archive, 404 page, and a whole lot more. So I'm going to create a template for the single post page, okay? And for the single post page, you can find any template that you want to, okay? And you can start working with it straight away by clicking on Edit Now. Obviously, for this, you will need the Elementor Pro plan. Without the Elementor Pro plan, you will not be able to unlock the full range of features, okay? So do make sure to go straight to the single post section, and in the single post section, what we are going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and start working with the main editorials of this custom field sequence. Now from this section, what you're going to do is you're basically going to go straight over to the Elementor section, and we're going to move over to our Elementor home. And in the Elementor home, you're also going to make sure that the settings you set for yourself in the main editor are appropriate and according to what your design is, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click on create a page. Once you click on create a page, obviously you're going to want to make sure that according to your admin and according to the theme that your account is following, you're simply going to start adding different sections and different layouts for yourself in the main, you could say, repertoire of your page. And accordingly, after you've added those, you can go with the advanced sizings and advanced elements as well. So I'm simply going to wait for this section to load up. And once it loads up, let me show you what we are going to get into. So over here, first of all, you're going to go ahead and add layouts for yourself. So you can add different containers, you can add different widgets accordingly. And obviously, the themes you create or the styles you create are going to recurringly be according to your main lookout. All right, so what you are going to do is you're going to come over to your widget section over here. You're going to go into your stylings. You can change the different colors in the website. So over here you can go ahead and add different connects. You can add different colors. Obviously it depends on what settings you want to apply for yourself. Now you can choose your stylings and your colors obviously accordingly for yourself. They're not the most important parts, but obviously they make your website look much better. So, why shouldn't you make it look good? Pretty straightforward, but still, I'm going to add a container here. And in this container, as we can see, we have our styles. Now in the styles, we can go ahead and add different classic colors. So I'm going to click on classic, okay? Or you can even go with gradient if you want to. Now in the gradient section, we're going to choose our colors and we're going to choose our first color. So I'm going to go with a little, let's say, bluer shade. Let's go with that. Now that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty nice. Now, once you have done that, you're also going to increase its size, okay? Because increasing its size margins is also something that we're going to want to do. So here we have the size margin increase vertically. Then horizontally, you're going to increase it as well. So make sure to align it as you want accordingly for yourself. And we're going to go to the right padding. And in the right padding, obviously make it as big as you can. Okay. And you can transform it differently as well, where you can change its scale. Okay. So I'm going to make it slightly bigger. Once you make it bigger, again, come back to the layout. Once you come back to the layout, you're going to make it smaller so that it doesn't cut off our main page. Okay. And once you have appropriately made it that, you're going to come to this back text over here, which, you can remove pretty simply. You can add an image over it, or you can even go ahead and edit this container. So I'm going to come over to the recurring container we have over here. Okay, you can either add widgets into it or you can remove widgets from it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Then once you're over here in this section, in the advanced section, I'm simply going to go ahead and increase the padding size a little more. And then we're going to come over to the transform bit where I'm going to move it a little more. Okay, so you can either skew it, you can add an offset to it, but I'm going to go ahead and increase its size a bit more. Okay, just like that. Now, once you've done that, you're going to add your text over it. So once we have our text line, what you can do is you can, place it pretty simply. Now, once you've placed it, you're going to come over to the main section. You're going to type the text down accordingly for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and write in Toyota Supra. Okay, you're going to write that in. And once you write that in, what you can do from there is you can go ahead and move the text accordingly for yourself. So here we have Toyota Supra, and you can come over to your styles. Okay, I'm going to change the different colors. You can also change the typography, which is basically the fonts. So let's say I'm going to go with something fun. Let's go with something, that looks pretty cool. It looks pretty nice. So let's go with that. And you can alternatively increase the text stroke and size as well. So I'm going to keep it at that. You can add a text shadow if you want. And once you've done all of that, finally, go ahead and increase your size accordingly to what you want. Okay, you can add custom sizes for yourself as well and change the absolute positions as well. So once you have done that, how are you going to add the images of your car in this section? Okay, that is what we're going to be discussing now. So what you're going to do is you're going to be adding a basic widget over here. Okay, and the widget that we're going to add is, you're going to come here. Okay, you're going to click on drag widget here. Now you could either add a firebox or you can add a basic drag or drop element. So for that, what you're going to do is you're going to come here. And once you're over here, now I'm going to add a container in this section. And in this section, what you are going to want to do is you're going to add a post for yourself. Okay, so the post that we are going to be adding can be anything. It could be a singular post. Okay, so I'm going to write single. And once you write single, you can either add a basic gallery of a post accordingly if you want, or you can also go ahead with the basic preview settings where you can preview basic dynamic content. Okay, so this element that we have over here, you can come to its main settings. Okay, and once we're in its main settings, you can go over to advanced and you can go to the main settings you want with its global widgets, and that obviously depends on the main layout you want to go with. And for that, we're going to come over here. I'm also going to keep this on auto. I'm going to remove this grid over here. Now, once you've gone through all of that, what you can do from there is you can add individual posts into this as well. So those posts could be files, it could be pages, or it could be other templates. Okay, and that depends on you, on whatever you want to go with. I'm going to go ahead and add a grid. Okay, once you add a grid, you're going to click on the plus icon. And once we click on the plus icon, over here we have things like loop grid, loop carousel, media carousel, etc. So in our case, what you're going to want is you're going to add your post in this. Okay, and your post could be anything, but obviously you're going to find it in your site. Now for me, these things are locked, but generally you can add any post you want through the padding. So what you're going to do in this case is you're going to go over to post content. Okay, so the post content will be found in the single section where you can add any post you want. So if we write post content, okay, here you can find the different posts that you can add. Now obviously you're going to want to update your Elementor for this if you want to use this, but generally this is how you're going to do it. Now let me just create a custom post for you just to give you an example on how this works. So I'm going to back out of all of this. We're going to come here, I'm going to add an image. Now the image, I'm going to click on choose image, and the image I just used, you can add it, insert it from a URL if you want to. This is the image that I personally want to use. So add it over here. And once you add it over here, you're going to add your text settings on the right hand side over here. And here we can go ahead and add all of our details about the Supra that we chose off of on the other side. So, write something like the Supra is the best car for racers, etc. So just write in different details like that. And then down here, you can write other recurring car details to give people, more descriptive sense of your product and to give people a more of a, main, belonging of a sensibility when it comes to using your product. But yeah, generally, this is how you're going to be adding your basic car post using the advanced custom fields. And the fun part is that you can change the recurring custom fields as you go on through your ACF. So I would recommend that while you're in there, do make sure to go over to field groups. And in field groups, you're going to keep making sure that you, keep a solid repertoire of how your main editor posts are being assembled. So what that does basically is it helps you in getting a, pretty solid and main idea with the main sectioning and custom field uploading, okay? So these things help you out a lot when you're editing with stuff like this. And, this is the main idea of how you're going to be using Elementor's custom fields and custom post types advanced features in the editor section. Now, if I were to, go ahead through it all again and give you a brief overview of what happens through all of this, first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to make sure that your WordPress is fully set it up. You're going to go into your plugins section and you're going to click on add new plugins. Now, the plugin that you want to add is Elementor and ACF. And ACF and Elementor are the plugins that, generally are the best with the features that you want to go with, and they're pretty much free. Now Elementor, on the other hand, you will need to buy its pro plan to activate all of the features to use the fully advanced custom fields and custom post types, but trust me, it's not as difficult as it sounds. It's pretty straightforward. It's not too much of a pricey plan either, so do make sure to get these two features for yourself. Now once you've gotten those, you're going to come over to ACF, okay? ACF, which is your advanced custom fields editor basically. So in ACF, you're going to first of all go to post types and you're going to go ahead and add a new post type. In my case, I added car because I wanted to make a car post type detail, a car custom fields. So once you've added car, you're going to go ahead and add the recurring details for car as I did. So the recurring details that I've added for myself are stuff like doors. You have things like title editor, featured image. These are the things I allow for it. And then once you've saved that, you're going to move over to the field groups. Now in the field groups, you have card details. And in the card details, you can see the key group, the location of the main post type, and a whole lot more. So the card details that you can add are, limitless. They don't make you a limit. So you have make, year, color, doors, seats, transmissions, price, and a whole lot more. So just like this, it goes on and on accordingly for you. So, generally this is how you're going to complete all of this. And then once you have made your field group and post types, simply come over to the Elementor editor. And once you come to the Elementor editor, you're going to add your custom fields. And once you've done all of that, you're going to go to Elementor's main editor. And over here, you're going to add the layouts and select post types. It's going to give you the post type for the car fields that you've created. Add it over here. And that is basically how you're going to add advanced custom fields and custom post types for yourself in Elementor in the easiest and most simplest way. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel because that will surely help me out a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, let me know down in the comments below and I'll be making a whole lot more for you.